The time for procrastinating is over. If you haven't already, you need to have your tax returns filed by midnight tonight. And this year is a little unusual because the tax deadline is April 17th, not the 15th. This morning, Jerry Cars is stepping into his new role as 11 Alive's Why Guy. He's here to explain why this year is different and why our taxes are always due this time of the year. Jerry?
Good morning, Sheba. Ready for a little history lesson? Here we go. This year is different in part thanks to a holiday observed by some federal employees yesterday. To understand the origin of the mid-April tax deadline, you have to go back to the 1950s. Americans were struggling with a complicated tax system, nothing different there. For some, the struggle came after winters in Florida. It's a date you probably have circled on your calendar in red. Just saying it out loud makes you shudder. April 15th. Of course, this year is unusual because the deadline to file your income tax returns is April 17th. The 15th fell on a Sunday, and Monday the 16th was a holiday, Emancipation Day. This year, it's the 17th. Next year, we're right back to that dreaded day of April 15th. And you're no doubt wondering, why did our country's leaders choose April 15th as the most dreaded day of the year? Okay, Congress picked that date back in 1954 when they did a major overhaul of the tax code. On page 134 of a congressional committee report, lawmakers explained that moving the tax deadline from March 15th would help Americans who were having difficulties filing their returns. That makes sense, but there may be more to it than that. Last year, Forbes magazine reported that the move to April 15th also helped spread the workload for IRS employees. And there is a theory floating around that suggests maybe. In 1954, Congress wanted to give more time to the wealthiest taxpayers in the country who often spent their winters in Florida and didn't return home until late March. There's no documentation to back that theory, but it might just help explain why April 15th is arguably the most hated day of the year. Maybe hate's a little strong, but yesterday's Emancipation Day was celebrated by federal employees in Washington, D.C. It's, of course, to remember Abraham Lincoln's signing of the Emancipation Act back in 1892. I told you this would be a history lesson. If you have any questions for the Why Guy, email me, whyguy@11alive.com, or visit the Why Guy 11 Alive Facebook page. We've already gotten a lot of questions, so I am doing some digging.